What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Going down tonight on the Zone, Backyard Brawl, featuring two Dallas area natives. Vergil Ortiz takes another step up in competition. We faces Maurice Hooker. Vergil Ortiz will be risking his #2 ranking in the WBO, an undefeated record, going against the veteran Maurice Hooker, who's been in there with top fighters like Jose Ramirez. He fought a guy named Alex Saucedo in two exciting fights that took place in the south part of the United States, one in Dallas and one in Oklahoma. Now, the key thing in this matchup is the trainer, Robert Garcia. He's the same trainer that trained Jose Ramirez when he stopped and dismounted and end up making Maurice Hooker submit, I believe, in round 7 in a fight that took place in Maurice Hooker's backyard in Dallas, Texas. They're going to be looking to implement the same game plan with Vergil Ortiz. Now, Maurice Hooker is a guy that's outside the ring, very laid back. But in my opinion, inside the ring, he fights too emotional, which is kind of contrary to his personality. Fights too emotional. If he fought like he acted outside the ring, I think he probably would be undefeated right now. He gets too emotional, wants to get into these dog fights, these toe-to-toe battles that are unnecessary. This guy's got all the attributes, all the physical attributes to be a superior fighter in boxing. Got a very long reach, 76.5 reach advantage. He's got a good jab. He doesn't use it. Didn't use it enough in the Jose Ramirez fight. And he was able to, when he did decide to use it, he was able to score on Jose Ramirez. They did not do it enough. And Jose Ramirez was able to close the distance, get inside, work the body, hit him with a lot of shots up top, and basically break down and catch Maurice Hooker with a beautiful 1-2 combination that had him in bad shape. Then he went in for the kill. Referee stopped the fight, and that was the best win of Jose Ramirez's career. Vergil Ortiz be looking doing the same thing. But I like what I've seen in Maurice Hooker's last fight. Now, he's changed trainers. He's now working under the tutelage of Bomac, the guy that trains Terrence Bud Crawford. And I think he's going to come in there and change a few things. I think he's going to tell him to stay behind the jab. And that's going to be the key. He's got to stay behind the jab, make Vergil Ortiz reset. And then when Vergil Ortiz tries to slip the jab, you got to make him pay when you come over the top with the right hand. He's got to be able to do that. And he's got to be able to also jab to the body. This fight, if he's going to win, it's got to be fought from a distance. He's got to be in the middle of the ring when he's fighting Vergil Ortiz. When I talk about real estate in the ring, if you see this fight, well, Maurice Hooker's back is to the ropes a lot in this fight, that's bad news for Maurice Hooker. Vergil Ortiz has really improved since early in his career. His last fight really impressed me. He threw a lot of shots. He always had a beautiful right hand, but early in his career, he tended to loop it, but he's straightened that out now, and he's throwing that right hand way more straighter. And he does throw those looping right hands too, but he does a good job of mixing them up now. Early in his career, he kind of threw majority of his right hands were, to me, more of a wide looping right hand. But in the Samuel Vargas fight, he was throwing it more straight, and he's still coming up with those wide and looping right hands too to mix in. So he had a variety of shots throwing with his right hand. He's got a beautiful left hook to the body. Had a good jab he was doing too. And he did a little bit of Manny Pacquiao. He's throwing punches from different angles. He turned Vargas a couple of times in that fight. The referee, Jack Reese, warned him, said, "Hey man, you can't turn the guy." And I think the Zone announcer, Sergio Mora, said, What you doing? Yeah, you can turn him. You can't turn him with your hand, but if you throwing punches and you move and he's coming after you and his back end up to you, that's on him. That's not on you, as long as you don't use your hand. And that's exactly what happened, man. He fought a beautiful fight. He showed a different dimension to his game in that Samuel Vargas fight. So we will see what happens, and we will see how it plays out, man. But this is an intriguing matchup. Again, Maurice Hooker has got to establish the jab. He doesn't do that enough, in my opinion. He's got to avoid getting drawn into a dog fight. He's got to fight from a distance. Vergil Ortiz is going to bully him to the ropes, and he's going to be able to get him on the ropes at times. It's not like Maurice Hooker going to be able to stay off the ropes for the entirety of the fight. He's going to get bullied on the ropes because Vergil Ortiz is the naturally stronger guy. But when he does go on the ropes, he needs to pull a playbook out of James Toney. Samuel Vargas did this too a little bit in that fight, as I remember. When he was on the ropes, he was able to kind of slip some shots, slip some shot with upper body movement and kind of roll a lot of those punches, roll those punches, and use a lot of body movement. Then he was hitting them with some good shots to the body, right hands to the body, little sneaky right hands, little Floyd Mayweather sneaky right hands to the body that was scoring on Vergil Ortiz. And that's what Maurice Hooker, if they watch the film of that fight, need to do too when they're, forced to the ropes. So that'd be something to look out for in this matchup too. One good thing about Vergil Ortiz, I like too, as far as his defense has got much, much better. When Samuel Vargas was throwing the right hand, he was doing a good job of rolling it, taking the steam off those right hands that Vargas threw. I went to the sports bar to watch that fight, and I was very intrigued. I was like, okay, this is going to be Vergil Ortiz's first step up in competition. This could be a tough fight for him. We're going to find out how far he's progressed. And he passed that test with flying colors. Dominated Samuel Vargas more than I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to win the fight, but I didn't think he was going to dominate. He dominated Samuel Vargas. Samuel Vargas had never got beaten up as bad as he got beaten up when he fought Vergil Ortiz. So that Vergil Ortiz is going to look to come into the ring and be better than that version. As he's a guy that, when I watched him, he seems to improve each and every fight. And if he makes a improvement from that fight, Maurice Hooker is going to have a tough fight on his hands. So it's going to be a tough matchup, man. But Vergil Ortiz is going to be looking to set up that right hand. That's his money shot. He's got a beautiful left hook, too, to the body. But that right hand is a shot that Maurice Hooker is going to have to watch out for. That's the same right hand that Jose Ramirez hurt him with. And he's going to be looking to set that up to get Maurice Hooker up out of there tonight. So we'll see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I'm looking at a 10th round TKO win for Vergil Ortiz. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Maurice Hooker is going to have his moments, and I think Vergil Ortiz is going to have his moments. I see a very close fight, very competitive fight. Would be a bit surprised if, it's somewhere around 5 rounds to 4, 6 rounds to 3. Vergil Ortiz going into that 10th round. So a very tight and competitive fight. It's going to be a lot of rounds that's going to be very close, and it's going to be what you call swing rounds. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Do you like the aggressive come forward fighter, or do you like the guy on the outside scoring more? You're going to see a lot of rounds like that. Well, Vergil Ortiz probably going to be landing the more powerful shots, but Vergil Ortiz going to be landing the more powerful shots, the more punishing shots, but Maurice Hooker is going to be landing more shots. When you look at the punches landed per round, you might have some rounds that Maurice Hooker maybe outland Vergil Ortiz, but Vergil Ortiz lands the more powerful shots. He does the most damage in those rounds. So judges are going to have to make a decision in those particular rounds which way to go. So it remains to be seen how this fight plays out, man. But it's going to be a good matchup, man. It's going to be a good matchup. When you got two guys from the same area, they don't want to lose and have to go back and hear from their friends. Oh, man, you let Vergil Ortiz whip you, man. He's the king of Dallas. You ain't the king of Dallas. He's the king of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of Fort Worth. That's where this fight's taking place. You ain't the king of Fort Worth. So this is for bragging rights. This is for much more than the winner of this fight going to be in prime position to fight for a world title. This is for bragging rights. Chance Bud Crawford is going to be in attendance, and Vergil Ortiz is going to be looking to put on performance to let his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, know, who said before this fight that if Vergil Ortiz looks dominant, he wouldn't mind throwing him in there with Chance Bud Crawford, who, in my opinion, is the #1 fighter in boxing. So we will see what happens, and we will damn sure see what transpires. Can't wait for this matchup tonight going down in Fort Worth, Texas. Going down. Will Vergil Ortiz continue to win and move his undefeated record to 17-0, or will a veteran and guy that's been in there with the better competition, Maurice Hooker, rise up and defeat Vergil Ortiz and live up to the height and live up to the ability he has, because he has all the attributes, all the physical attributes to be a world champion. Let me know your thoughts and give me your opinion on who you think is going to win this matchup between Ortiz and Hooker going down tonight. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.